wanna rock your body.
Oh my god, Jackson, can I try on your glasses?
Wanna rock your body.
I'm out of control when I'm crushing on you. She don't tell me no when I'm touching on her. H-Town nigga love a with her. Baby come here, I'ma grip on ya. Y'all niggas ain't got nothing to say. Oh, what you gon' say about her? Y'all know I pull up a spray. Oh, I don't play about her. Y'all know I'm finna go late. Yeah, I'm gonna stay around her. Call me Cassius Clay. Oh, I go crazy about her. Give me like 10 of them. I wanna get it. Yeah, I wanna get it. Keys to the mansion house, you know this shit is coded. Driving ring Sprite with the motherfucking card. I've been going crazy, spraying cash with my crowd. With my crowd. I need me a kicker. Hear this shit be waiting through your speaker. Know my baby girl, she a keeper. Know my baby girl, she a tweaker. I'm out of control when I'm crushing on you. She don't tell me no when I'm touching on her. H-Town nigga love a with her. Baby come here, I'ma grip on ya. Y'all niggas ain't got nothing to say. Oh, what you gon' say about her? Y'all know I pull up a spray. Oh, I don't play about her. Y'all know I'm finna go late. Yeah, I'm gonna stay around her. Call me Cassius Clay. Oh, I go crazy about her. Okay, just take a chance on me, babe. Okay, I got the feels going.
Hello.
I'm out of control when I'm crushing on you. She don't tell me no when I'm touching on her. H-Town nigga love her with her. Baby come here, I'ma grip on ya. Y'all niggas ain't got nothing to say. Oh, what you gon' say about her? Y'all know I play about her.
How's it freaking going? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Wanna rock your body. All right. No, bad. I mean, as much as I'd like to, not right now. All right, we got other things to handle, other things to accomplish, other things to deal with. How's it going? Hello. Let's start off with some Masayoshi Sakanaka. I don't exactly know how to say his name. Let's be a little chill about it. As I said, I don't know what the plan is today. I never know what the plan is today. So we're just gonna, as you know, boot up a game, play the game, and keep it pushing. For you. Okay, loud. Very, very loud. Okay, that cow just ate the letter. Okay, alright, the cow just hit the thing. Okie dokie then. Unjust until darkest skull is barely visible. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Okay, hold on. Subtitle on. Sure, let's go to that. Extra volume. Let's go there. Maybe there. Okay, let's do that. Caution, this game contains explosions, flashing lights, and may not be suitable for people with photosensitive conditions such as photosensitive. Bolt gun. Words of vengeance. Press any key to continue. Sector and the streets are quiet, too quiet. The stench of heresy abounds. Look like the local. Hold on. Actually, considering it's dark side, I probably want to be more of like a. I want to be a. The streets are too quiet, too quiet. Dude, the streets are quiet, too quiet, or some shit. I mean, I hate the British. The stench of heresy abounds. Looks like the local militarians' defenses didn't fare too well. Descend where they have purified as you go. The typing gets harder and the enemies get tougher. What do you mean the typing gets harder? Okay, now enter. Hold on. No. I gotta. This bitch, it's a typing game? Oh my. GG's. It's a type. What? Okay, what? Oh wow! Okay, so this is a typing game. I'm so cooked. I'm not. Oh, GG's. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Hold on. What? Okay. Lock in. No. I got this. S. Okay, hold on. I'm going crazy. That I am? Whoa. NGC. Let us. Okay, yeah. Words per minute. Trickiest face, click fear, ranking C. See, I was not told that this was gonna be a typing game. Nobody told me this shit would be a typing game. Okay, hold on. I'm not built for this. Hold on.
Suffer not the heretics to live.
And that's a little too quiet. Let's put that bitch right back up. Okay. R-I-M-A-R-I-S-P-S-Y-E-R-M-I-N-D-O-M-M-I-S-S-A-R. Oh, wow. I'm good. I'm going crazy. Oh, and interesting. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. What the fuck's a Nottingham? What are these words? What are these words we're conjuring up? In. Okay. My bad. Drake. Us. Okay. Hold on. Okay, he purges again. Okay. Okay, hold on. What the fuck? U-R-S-U-L-A-C-R-E-E-D. What's my name? Breathe! B-A-S-I-L-S-K. Pop out of me. What happens? Okay, this is gonna help me get better at typing. A-S-S-E-M-E-L-E-S-Y-O-U-R-M-O-U-L-S. Okay, hold on. I took a lot of damage here. Ridiculous amount of damage. Why? So much contempt. Yummy. A-S-S-I-M-I-L-A-T-O-R. Okay, hold on. That's it, that should. M-A-L-E-D-O-L-E-N-T-S-P-I-R-I-T. I'm not gonna. I'm not like. I'm so locked out because like I'm so like. I'm still stun locked. That this is a typing game. I don't. Okay. KRIECOMPENGINER. Fuck. Okay. Oh no. No. Hold on. No. I'm not getting beat by some goofy ass word game. No. Seems that whatever the mechanics were up to with the power source did not work well for them. The halls of the dead are silent, but the sound for their enduring machines. You know, I did not expect this to be a typing game. No. Oh fuck, I have to talk normal. Or easy, whatever the fuck. Because... Nah, I'm running this back. KRIECOMPENGINER. Oh my... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get better at lock in. Okay.
Chaos built.
Hold on. This shit is so fucking loud. Why is it so loud? Holy shit. Dude. There's no need. Okay. Like Daredevil, no fear, no fear. The man without fear. Hold on, no fear, no fear, no fear. Like Daredevil. Hold on, let the devil out. Hold on, okay. Venom! Oh wow, I got the Venom. Hold on, okay. Does he now? Does he now? Does he now? He picked up a key. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I need more bullets. I need more bullets. Thank you, sir. I need more bullets. I need more bullets. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I need more bullets. I need more bullets. Us? Okay, okay, hold on. Markiplier, like us. I am the edge of his leg. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. I got this, I got this, I got this. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, hold on. That was kind of fun. Hold on. I just want to make sure this is the only one that I... Okay, hold on. That shit was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. See, I would click that, but I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Interesting. All right, well. All right, next game, next game, next game, next game, next game. Next fucking game. Hold on. We got next. Okay, that one, and I gotta push that one because that one leads me there. I'm trying to think. 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 Oh, okay. Yep, I was right. Yep, I was right. Okay, well. Well, 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 well. Okay, okay, okay. All right, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Okay, 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 okay. Eh. Why not? Let us boot up Minecraft. Minecraft. Actually, which one was it? Was it this one? Come on. All right, and then I'm just gonna share a screen for a bit, cause like, yeah. All right, we're gonna create Rika Gravestone. First packs. Yeah. What? What? Wait, that was in there? What the fuck? Okay. 26.1. What the fuck? Hold on. Minecraft, what you got going on? I mean 26.1. Am I geeking or some shit? What Minecraft got going on? 26.1? Since when we boosted to 26? What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? 26.2. What? What? Since when? What? Since when? Alright, weird. Just do. What version was this? This was 19.2. So if we boost it up to 21, fuck. Real quick, let us do some research. One point 20. Um, 26 point. Yeah, what is that shit? Major overhaul to baby mod models, textures, sounds, favorable. Okay. Sulfur caves. Okay. Is that already out? Hold on. Am I slow for not knowing this? Hold on. I just have not been checking up on Minecraft. I'll be so for real. I have not checked up on Minecraft in the longest. No, 23 is not out. Okay, okay. You know what? 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 Fuck it. Fuck it, dude. 26.2. Changing Minecraft version may cause issues. Only compatible mods will be copied to new mod pack and develop. Yeah, no, let's not do 26. What probably gonna do is do probably gonna do 26.1. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just gonna let you do your thing. Okay. In the meantime, let us observe over here. Okay, because there was this mod pack, and then where is it? The one block. This one that did some stuff that made it look nice. Um. Okay, I like this one. Okay, so better dark. What's brush and juice? What I mean? Are you cool? You cool. Enhanced visual pixelated. Oh. Okay. It's like if I'm dying, I'm actually dying. Have fun. Fire rekindled. Okay. You know what? Yeah, that looks nice. Um, fresh hearts, health. I mean, it looks cool. This looks cool. This looks cool. This looks cool. Fresh moon phases. Okay, if I want to do the moon one, I don't know. I don't know. Fresh skybox. Okay, okay. My minimal armor. Nah, I like the armor. I like the, because that's why the armor looked funny. Okay, that makes sense. Um, all right, no armor, hood. I don't really care for that. Reanimated blue. What the fuck? Okay, all right. So there's a couple that are interesting here. A couple that are uh we'll get. Um, okay, let's take a look here. What mods got? About what was it called? Oh my gosh, what's that one dude called? He was like all the cool. No, not Alex. It would be Cave. Oh my gosh, no, there's no way I can't. There's no way I can't think about it. Whatever's. Not that one. This one. At the very bottom. Young. Damn it, it was young. If there's no young, I might as well just not even attempt it. Edit a little can just go away. You just fucking go away. There's no point in you. Young. Yup, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Delete profile. Delete. We'll just there's no point in really going up a word in a fuck. Well, dude, I can't even think. My brain is like is moving at 500 miles per hour right now. It's trying to pick a thing that's trying to stick with, but I can't stick with the thing because like it's too. Okay, now let's observe this one. Let's see what here. I know there's some resource packs here that look nice. Find cats. Nah. Nah. I mean, it looks cool, but I like my cats. You feel me? You feel me? I like my cats. What dogs? No, I'm definitely not gonna like the dogs. I like the Minecraft dog look too much. Yeah, no. No, not for me. Not for me. Water improve. What version are you in? You're in version what? 1.20.1. What version are you in? 1.21.1. Hmm. Now, what if I were to just, I don't know, clone S 1.20.1? Specifically, which one though? 1.21.1.1. Okay, let's try that. See how many mods we lose in the process. Add a little 2. And then we'll go 1.20.1.1 create. Am I be on board right now? Yeah. Is that bad? Probably. Do I care? No. Um. I'm just waiting for this shit to install. I want to know how many mods it has. Okay, so this one is 202. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared because I don't know how many it'll have. They'll transfer over and how many I care about. Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. Cause like I want to move to a higher version. 58. That's it. Damn. I mean, if it's only 58, then I might as well, cause that's moving like that's losing like 3/4 of the mod pack. Like that's removing like 3/4 of the mod pack. So like, what's the point for real? Okay, let's just get some of the resource packs that I liked. Okay, so better dark dual tips. Okay, better dark. Look that up. Let's start with that. Start with that. Better dark. We'll just do dark, because unique dark and better dark. Power World. Oh no. Please look at me banned. Really? So we're just goon baiting right now? We're just goon baiting. That's so stupid. Okay, anyways. Actually, let me get some music in a bit. Or at least like listen to something. I need to learn. All right, we're listening to afterlife as there. We are listening to right now Nurgle, the Chaos God of Plagues, Deep Dive, Warhammer 40k lore by Wes Hammer. Um, an industry where scripts are increasingly AI generated authenticity that this game channel full. He's back. But yeah, this guy. We're listening to this guy because I. What was I gonna say? Um, because I'm slowly getting to Warhammer. There, go there. I'm divulging into a little tidbits of Warhammer that I'm learning. Just a
There's
little
nothing
tidbits.
beyond the veil but
I'm learning little
ravenous,
bits.
hungry demons. That is to say, in 40k, there's no such thing as a happy ending. Or is there? What if I was to tell you the good news, that there exists an omnipotent entity just beyond the veil of reality who sees the plight of mortals and is moved to tears? That he is a benevolent and joyful deity who seeks to take away humanity's suffering and replace it with joy? A god not of judgment or cruelty, but of empathy. One that lingers in the aftermath of tragedy, whispering comfort to the broken and the forgotten. It sounds a little too good to be true, right? Like, it's a little out of place for a setting like 40k. Well, here's the catch. Although everything I just said is technically true, the entity we're talking about today is also the chaos god of plagues, entropy, death, and disease. A bringer of rot and despair on a galactic scale. He is a harbinger of extinction, whose demonic hordes and festering cults spread like a malignant cancer across the stars, drowning entire worlds in oceans of bile, pox, and plague. He is the end of all things, a sentient rot that seeks to tear reality apart at the seams. His name is Nurgle, and he loves you. But who is Nurgle really? Where did he come from, and what does he want? If his worshippers end up turning into disgusting abominations subject to enough body horror to make David Cronenberg blush, then why on earth would anyone choose to worship him? What is the Garden of Nurgle actually like, and just how powerful is he and his legions? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about all that and a whole lot more, as there's a lot to cover when it comes to Papa Nurgle. But before we dive headfirst into the Grimdark, a quick shout out to this video's sponsor. I'll be honest with you, I've never been the best when it comes to actually budgeting, and I definitely have a bad habit of signing up for a bunch of free trials and forgetting to cancel them. Honestly, even when I do remember to cancel, a lot of the sites out there nowadays make it practically impossible to actually do so. But with the help of today's sponsor, Rocket Money, I was able to identify all of those unwanted subscriptions and clear them all out with practically no effort. After connecting my bank account to the app, Rocket Money was able to identify all of my subscriptions and put them into a single, easy-to-understand list. That way, I was able to keep the ones that I still wanted and cancel all of them. Big constant to be money for sponsoring this video.
Okay, alright, we skip the ad. Thank you, sir, but I'm trying to...
in existence, it is decay.
Okay, why not? Because this one actually does a lot of GY mounted combat.
None of the ruinous powers understand this better than Nurgle. He is the maggot that feasts on the corpse, the crow that picks at the carrion, the fly that circles the doomed. From his garden deep within the realm of chaos, the Lord of Contagion gleefully concocts new diseases, surrounded by carrion flowers swaying in breezes of polluted smog, while horrid parasites fight for the scraps of decayed flesh within the acrid mud. From his beautiful landscape of corruption, his demonic messengers spill forth into real space, eager to spread the fruits of their master's labor, blessing the galaxy in endless plagues and converting ever more mortals to the path of rot. Across space and time, he has gone by many names: bringer of despair, master of corruption, the Lord of all. Yet to his worshippers, he is simply the grandfather. Truly, Nurgle treasures his devotees. He takes the outcast and the desperate, those left to survive the cruel hardships of life, and offers them reprieve. Even as Nurgle's plagues see their bodies distend, deadened to pain, and toughened with layers of rancid flesh, their minds are open so they may embrace the ruin done unto them. What once brought misery now invokes joy, where before they would have looked upon their disease-swollen, rotting forms with horror. Now they appreciate the true genius of Nurgle's endeavors. In exchange, Nurgle asks only that his gifts be spread. To the tolling of dolorous bells and the buzz of a million flies do his children march to war. Bloated Chaos Space Marines trudge alongside maudlin plague bearers and gurgling great unclean ones, each a shard of the grandfather's vile essence, unleashed upon reality for the express purpose of spreading sickness and blight. Where they tread, natural life writhes in torment, shriveling into befouled forms more pleasing to Nurgle's eye. Wherever hope threatens to blossom, the Plague God's children are ready to snuff it out with rusted blade and festering sorcery. To fight them is to face an enemy that never wavers, that saps your strength through its mere presence, that spreads its poison to the land itself. Against such horror, even the strongest wills eventually shatter, the stoutest hearts succumbing to despair. Truly, there are few in the galaxy more foul than the servants of Nurgle, be they mortal or demon. His nightmarish armies
Got boxed
embody
like that?
the true horror of mortality, not the cold sterility of the grave, nor the vibrance of unchecked life, but a ghoulish parody of both, shot through with the warping power of chaos. Their befouled souls advancing slowly but surely, like the creeping hand of death itself. The unholy stench the Plague Legions emit is enough to drive even the most veteran of warriors to madness. Their disease-mottled flesh bursts forth from corroded
The fuck
armor
is this?
as pulsating growths, gangrenous swellings, and necrotic blubber. Thick-bodied maggots wriggle within pus-dripping sores, tattered muscles hang from ripe lesions, and rancid entrails burst forth from distended bellies to drag through the muck and grime of battlefields across the stars. Everything about them is a horror that few armies are disciplined enough to endure. Yet, the worst thing about facing them is not their terrifying appearance
Fresh
or
frog.
the feelings of dread they conjure, but the paradoxical glee their madness seems to invoke in them. Cracked and flamed lips stretch into rictus grins of pestilent joy as they spread their corrupting salvation to the unworthy. Those blessed by the Grandfather are each a vector of disease, an incubator for maladies, poxes, and demonic parasites that attack body and soul alike with hideous fervor. In their presence, blood curdles into thick soup within veins, while limbs waste to spindles barely capable of lifting a blade or bolter. If their enemies are somehow still able to fight in their presence, it does little to no good, for the body of a plague champion is one all but immune to pain. Each can withstand dozens of blows that would kill any other fighter, whilst a single scrape from their weeping, rust-encrusted swords or slime-dripping flails is enough to seal one's doom. In the end, all that stands against the hordes of Nurgle will be reduced to breeding grounds for even more terrible poxes. In battle, the plague cults chant praise to their dark master,
Dude, what the
rejoicing in
fuck?
the opportunity to deliver fetid salvation
what
to the
is this?
unbelievers. Corrupted sorcerers wielding plague-wreathed staffs and thrice-damned relics billow forth swirling miasmas comprised of the raw essence of Nurgle's garden, necrotic winds that slough flesh from bone and spread all manner of unspeakable foulness. Hideous, gibbering swarms of Nurglings roll over each other in waves of infectious glee, like a frenzied school of diseased piranhas. They swarm into trenches and broken hab-blocks, giggling to themselves as they gnaw flesh from bone with infectious delight. Behind them shamble hordes of plague-bearers, the tallymen of the Plague Father, bloated with disease and devotion, each one a walking epidemic, swinging rusted blades slick with filth and pus, their milky eyes counting every wound and every death, all tallied and offered to their god as sacred tribute. Above, the skies churn with the buzzing of plague drones, rot flies mounted by demonic riders, vomiting streams of bile as they dive upon the foe. Their wings spread plague with every beat, their
Dude.
lances plunging through armor and bone with equal ease. From the fog of decay,
Can't even
stride the
concentrate.
titanic great unclean ones, each a mountain of rancid flesh that shakes the earth with
Reanimated
every
blue.
step, vegetation and flesh alike withering before their rancid glory. This pestilent parade is contagion made manifest, a holy procession of putrescence that breeds rot across the stars. They will never stop, they will never tire, they will never rest until all have embraced the will of Grandfather Nurgle. This is not a war of conquest, it is a celebration of collapse. To Nurgle's followers, every
Stay
festering
true
wound is a
and
hymn,
blue.
every ruined planet a shrine. With gurgling voices raised in praise, they sing the words that herald the end. Let the galaxy rot. In order to understand who and what Nurgle is and why his philosophy is so intoxicating to the broken mortals living within the Imperium, we need to start at the beginning and establish a few key concepts. We need to know a bit about Nurgle's history and the nature of chaos. Now, as these are pretty surface-level concepts designed first and foremost for newcomers that I've talked about at length in other videos,
What?
I'm just going to give you the abridged version here. The setting of War
Pause that shit for a second. I we have a real quick. We're taking slow intermission. Blue. Just a very quick intermission. Hold on. Let me I now have an urge to do something. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Both. Worlds. Both. Oh. Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is very important. This is very fucking important. This is important that I do this. Did I download that on this one, by the way? No, I downloaded the other one. It had to be the other one. I like it just a urge just like spoke to me, like it whispered, it just whispered in my ear, I just whispered, it whispered. It just whispered. And now I must follow that urge. Um. I don't think you understand what this means to me. Hold on, hold on. Does it matter? Please tell me. Hold on. One more GUI. What's the specs? Yep. Put the bitch on. Yep. No, don't say it ain't so. Come on. Tell me why you read like a toy. Does it need anything else? Does it need anything else? Not you, not you. Okay, EMF and ETF. Hold on. Hold on.
When it comes to Space Marine,
Side bow for a second. Side bow. Hold on. ETF, EMF. EMF. GF. So if I have that now, I have that now. So it should work. Hypothetically, it should work now. It should work, right? Requires optifying or EMF plus ETF to support custom model. Tell me this shit works. Tell me this shit works. Hold on. And we're gonna go here real quick, and we're gonna download those two because it is very necessary. EMF. ETF. Oh wow. Wow! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna go crazy. Hold on. How the fuck? How do you even Itmos? How do you drift in this shit? Hold on. How do they do this? How the fuck do y'all do this? Y'all trying to destroy my life. Tell me something in my heart. Tell me sad. So tell me why you keep it acting like a toy. Baby, makeup. You're just trying to make up. What's us? Meow. Meow. The wheels turn? That is so fire. That's so fire. This is so fucking fire. Hold on. Tell me that shit. Hold on. When I destroy my life. Meow. Tell me why you be the like a choice. Wow! Hold on. So stupid. Meow. I'm going crazy, boy. Us. Ah, shit. Wow, wow, wow. Go crazy. One last lap. One last lap. Hold on. Go crazy. Go crazy. Us. Hold on. Lock in. Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. All me, baby. All fucking me. Hell yeah. That's fucking crazy. All right. Well, that was my dream. I'm happy now. I feel. Oh yeah, no, this is Minecraft. Hello. Hello. I had so much. The enjoyment was so. Wow. I brought a tear to my eye. I was so enthralled by the entertainment of just the simple Euro beat in a fucking boat. Wow. I'm gotta go. Did I actually say gotta go fast? Oh my gosh. Wow. That was so much fucking fun. I don't. Wow. Wow. Anyways, so what now? Okay. Back to what was I doing again? What was I doing actually? Good point. Whatever. So let's just listen to fucking Eurobeat. But it crashed so bad Minecraft wouldn't work for a while. That's sad. I wanna touch you when I need to talk about my love. I want you to walk away when you and I. You know I like to write. Hold on. No, hold on. We're turning it up. Keep my love alive forever. Keep my love alive forever. Okay, all right. Back to You know I like to light If my father does a chance in romance, then my heart with you. Fresh hearts, I could live without. Fire could live without. I could also live without. Icons. What's this? Cute, but I could live without. Cute, but I could live without. I'll just add it. Why not? If it's there, it's there. If it's not, whatever's. We'll just do. What's it called? Icons. All right. I'm going to keep my love alive, alive forever. Okay, so icons. Icons and Mizuno? Okay, Mizuno. In my life with you. Alright, lock in. So we need.
I think we all remember Bolt Gun.
No, not you. This one. This one. Alright. Love and the Danger. We'll save that for later. For when I'm in a boat.
Warhammer 40k is divided into two universes.
Alright, back to back to the video we're watching originally.
We have the physical universe and the warp, the materium and the immaterium. One
Okay.
a realm of tangible substance and the other intangible, of physical matter and spiritual and psychic energy, including emotions, thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. Though many powerful entities dwell within the warp, four tower above the rest in terms of scale, power, and influence. I speak, of course, of the Chaos Gods. There's Khorne, the god of bloodshed, rage, and murder. Tzeentch, the lord of treachery, lies, and sorcery. Slaanesh, the god of pain, pleasure, and excess. And of course, the subject of today's video, Nurgle, the lord of plagues, pestilence, and disease. Though the Chaos Gods traditionally view mortals as little more than pawns to be used and discarded in their great game, Nurgle stands apart from his siblings as he demonstrates a paternal affection for his children. The blessings his followers receive come in the form of sickening, grotesque mutations and infections. They believe every oozing sore is a mark of his love. Now, each of the gods is associated with a sacred number that routinely appears wherever their influence is strong, and is used by their followers and their rituals. Nurgle's sacred number is 7, though he also has a strong affinity for the number 3. Although all four of the gods are considered siblings and each represent an equally important aspect of chaos, this isn't a happy family. And for the most part, they all kind of hate each other. In all honesty, the gods war amongst each other far more than they do against the Imperium or any other mortal faction for that matter. Each of them is a player in the great game, an eternal conflict for control of both reality and unreality. Now, although Khorne is said to be in ascendancy, and thus is considered the most powerful god at this precise moment in the timeline, each of the gods has held this position at one point in time or another. There are times when Nurgle is at the apex of his power, when plagues run rampant across the galaxy, when his legions multiply and his garden swells with unholy life to the point of bursting, often spilling out into real space through warp rifts and tears in reality. As is his nature, though, Nurgle's reign of dominance always comes to an inevitable end. Just like how a disease must run its course, so too does Nurgle's power wax and wane, starting off weak at the point of infection before ramping up in intensity, inevitably plateauing, and then plummeting back down as he enters remission.
Okay.
This cycle of growth and decay makes Nurgle easily the most predictable god when it comes to his eras of dominance. But Wes, I hear you asking, where did Nurgle actually come from? How long has this great game been going on? Well, unfortunately, unlike with Slanesh, who was formed around 12,000 years ago, when the excess of the Eldar species hit a breaking point, we don't have an equivalent time period for when Nurgle first awoke. Now, some of the older lore links his awakening to the plagues that swept across Europe in our own history, but I personally believe this is no longer considered canon, if it ever was, and is simply a holdover from Warhammer Fantasy's earliest lore. So with that said, it's true that we don't have an exact date that we can point to as the true birth of Nurgle, but that's not really as important as you might think,
Oh,
at least in
okay.
metaphysical terms. Time is a construct of the physical. The laws that govern our universe hold no authority over the warp and its denizens. The gods, in
Oh,
many respects,
yeah, I guess.
have always and never existed simultaneously. They are always both at their strongest and weakest point. At the exact same moment in time, they exist both at the point of their birth and death, as well as every other moment in between. As far as he and his siblings are concerned, Nurgle has always been. If you're curious how a Chaos God is formed, and for that matter, how souls in the afterlife work in 40k, I actually have a video that goes much more in depth on that, and gets into the real nitty-gritty behind-the-scenes stuff. I'll link it down in the comments if you're curious, but for right now, here's the super abridged version. People often call the warp the Sea of Souls, but it's more accurate to think of it as an ocean of raw psychic energy made up of the fragments of souls, emotions, beliefs, memories, thoughts, and echoes of an individual's life. When a person dies, their soul almost never stays whole. It breaks apart into its constituent parts, which are pulled in different directions along the immaterium's tides. Now, over time, similar fragments begin to cluster together. Fear with fear, rage with rage, hope with hope, etc., etc., as well as all of the other
Right,
emotions
fancy
that
crops,
at least
better
we can relate.
lanterns.
When it comes to Nurgle's birth, it would have been emotions tied to fear, despair, disease, and death. As these spiritual masses continue to grow, the spiritual gravity that they assert on the warp increases as well, and thus they're able to absorb
Better
energy
lanterns,
at
fancy
an
crops.
exponentially increasing rate. Some grow so vast and dense that they actually gain sentience. Now, in this way,
Stupid
they're
ass
able
shit.
to grow even faster by consciously manipulating the Imperium's tides, rather than just waiting for all that energy to come to them. This is how a Chaos God is born, a deity not created by a single powerful soul, but by countless echoes of mortal emotion coalescing into something vast, eternal, and hungry. But if that's true, then why are the Chaos Gods considered the strongest? Why don't we have gods associated with comparatively pleasant emotions? Well, the short answer is that since the grimdark future is one comprised of endless war, where billions die every day and everyone hates each other, negative emotions like rage, fear, desperation, and envy are the most common within the immaterium, and thus the entities that feed off of them are the most powerful. But believe it or not, it didn't always used to be this way. There was a time tens of millions of years ago where, at least from our perspective, the Chaos Gods did not exist. War had not spread to every corner of the galaxy, and the warp was comparatively calm. As the two universes are reflections of each other, when there's balance in one, so too is there balance in the other. Now sure, even all the way back then, those ancient spacefaring civilizations that inhabited the Milky Way certainly had their own struggles, but it was nothing compared to what we see on the daily in the 41st and 42nd millennium. But as is history, that unfortunately wouldn't last, and everything would go tits up with the onset of the War in Heaven, wherein the Necrons and their vampiric star gods, the Catan, became locked in a galaxy-spanning war with the Old Ones and their creations. As the centuries rolled on, and the stars ran red with blood,
There's
and
still
physical
one last
angels,
look.
so too did the unprecedented tidal wave of negative emotions flood the immaterium, as trillions of souls were sent shrieking into the afterlife, thus providing the raw material from which the Chaos Gods would eventually emerge. Okay, so now that we know what Nurgle is in metaphysical terms, let's talk about his philosophy. Now, to many, the idea of willingly worshipping the god of decay seems incomprehensible. Nurgle is filth, rot, and ruin made manifest, a force that spreads disease, despair, and death across the galaxy. At a primeval level, humanity is hardwired to fear and reject disease, yet these people run towards it with open arms. You'd think the mere existence of the Inquisition, let alone the fact that the followers of Nurgle look like anthropomorphic piles of would be enough to scare them off. Yet, with every year that passes, more and more turn to the grandfather's embrace, not out of ignorance or coercion, but from a place of genuine faith. So, what the hell is actually going on here? Are these people insane or are they just stupid? Now, whether the Imperium is just as evil as everybody else in this franchise or not is a video in and of itself, and a debate for another day. But regardless of what side of that argument you fall on, I think we can all agree that life for the average human civilian living within the Imperium is not great. Most are born into endless toil.
Okay, let's put this up real quick and see what shaders
suffocating hive cities or
is
factorums, barely clinging to
installed.
survival. Disease, starvation, and violence are commonplace, and compassion is a luxury the Imperium simply cannot afford. Men live and die for nothing.
Because the one that I had that was enabled was really nice. I just don't know which one it was. I'm pretty sure you can have like multiple shaders active out.
Nurgle offers something the Imperium simply cannot, and that's relief. From birth, the message that the Emperor is the one true God of humanity, that he protects his faithful, is hammered into every citizen's mind. With an incredibly difficult life to live and little to no agency over their own destiny, faith in the Emperor brings them and their families at least a modicum of comfort. However, every human being has their limit. After decades of indentured servitude in dangerous working conditions, all to live in filth and squalor in the depths of an incomprehensibly overpopulated hive city, resentment for one's lot in life will begin to creep in. Their faith will be pushed to a breaking point. Many will see the lie of the Imperium for what it is, that they are nothing more than a resource to be spent and cast aside, that their god is either a myth invented by the ecclesiarchy in order to control them, or worse, he is
No, don't stop.
indifferent towards the suffering of his flock. To the starving hive worker, the plague-stricken refugee, or the soldier dying alone in the mud, Nurgle is not a monster. He is a comforter. From the shadows, he whispers promises of an end to pain, a release from fear, and the warm, overwhelming embrace of belonging. His cults often grow in the shadows of crisis, pandemics, famine, war zone, where the roots of hopelessness run their deepest. When institutions fail, when the mantra of the Emperor protects loses all meaning, the embrace of the grandfather is the only form of salvation many will ever know. Now, when it comes to the other Chaos gods, those that would inevitably pledge themselves to their service often do so out of selfish ambition. Corn worshippers desire the strength to take what they want by force. The followers of Tzeentch lust for knowledge and sorcery to alter their own destinies. And Slaanesh desire to experience life in its most extreme form. Devotion to Nurgle, by contrast, often begins with a simple plea for mercy. Those who feel forgotten, cast aside, broken by life, and abandoned by those they pledged their lives to, are drawn to the god who does not demand strength or purity, only acceptance. And once accepted, they will never be alone again.
Annihilate.
He loves all his followers equally, even as they rot. His blessings are hideous, but they bring vitality, endurance, and unnatural strength. The wounds no longer hurt. The fear fades away. Hunger becomes a memory. And where once there was loneliness, now there is the laughter of Nurglings and the sickening warmth of a community that welcomes all. To truly embrace Nurgle is to accept disease. It is to welcome foulness into your body and soul, a test that many may not have willfully chosen, and far more will fail. Many will curse his name, yet some blessed mortals will look beyond the putrescence and see the decay for what it truly is, a gift from the Lord of all. This gift, regardless of the form it ends up taking, opens eyes even as they liquefy. It simultaneously atrophies the leg muscles of its recipient and gives them the strength to march towards greater purpose. It is Nurgle's great ambition to speed this universe towards its end by eroding the foundations of reality, much as a disease can erode the spirits and bodies of those infected. Through his careful and ceaseless experimentations, begun within his wondrous garden and then unleashed throughout the galaxy, the pillars that support the framework of existence are slowly but surely weakened, and there will come a time when they collapse entirely, and the universe will begin a massive transformation. Now, of course,
Yeah, I was gonna install it. I was.
Nurgle
Isn't this just no, pause. I was gonna install this. No, I was on the verge of installing because it looked nice. It does look nice. Isn't this just AI slop made by stealing an existing shader? Most implementation was made by AI. Most. That's the word that got me. This version contains only relatively small additions and is distributed under terms patented by the original GPL license. Permitted. No, bruh. No, bruh. Fuck out here. Get the fuck out here. Get the fuck out here, little. See, this looks cool and all, but that's from like a looking top down. I need to see this with my own eyes for real. Iris 1.50. What was that? But NAF virus. What is this? Only has one stalking feature. If you look at her, she's gone. There's a stalking feature like the others. He disappears if you look at him. He also has a chase feature. If he is within 5 block radius, he jump scares and kills him. Nightmare has those features. He's stalking feature, 3K features that chase figures jump scares. Fake chase night feature. Same rules apply to the chase features. That's fair. During the fake chase, he pursues you. If he comes within 5 block radius, he plays a sound and vanishes, causing no damage. Random knock sound. Yeah, okay. Random jump scare fan. Random jump scare plays a jump scare random, as the name suggests. For why? Hold on, we're looking this up now. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop just like clicking shit and just looking it up, bro. I need this shit. Ooh, I hate this. What's it called? What's it called? L C and Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights. Okay, it was called. Fuck, I hate this. LCRANDOM. LC Crandom. Okay, so I click this shit, and this is what I see, bro. Like, no, no, no. I'm good. I'm so fucking good.
Plan A.
Okay, what's this?
Plan B. Or perhaps Plan C.
See, what killed it for me? I was, but what killed it for me was the fucking the voiceover. All right, like it killed it killed it for me. Like it killed. I'm sorry, sir. Anyways, I have nightmares now. I will not be going to sleep anytime soon. It's cool though. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I did it at my own volition. I looked it up on my own volition. Like I didn't have to look that up. I didn't. I really didn't. Um. Right now. What is this? This is like a. Okay, we have Oculus in this bitch. All right. I'm bird brain, baby. I don't know.
Of control. Disease proves that death comes to all, and in this inevitability,
Okay.
his followers see a kind of divine order. Entropy is not a failure of the universe.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Serve Nurgle.
Oh, I got chills. I hate it. 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 Oh, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
Philosophy behind Nurgle cult, despair often takes center stage, but there's a common misconception that Nurgle removes despair from his followers and replaces it
Mizuno.
with joy. That's not exactly what's happening. Nurgle doesn't take despair away. He teaches his followers to find joy within it. Hope. The emotion of hope in this worldview is a lie, a comforting illusion that denies the truth of entropy and decay. Ironically, because hope is a lie, hope ultimately feeds despair. Through Nurgle's teachings, his followers come to embrace despair not as a curse, but as a natural, inevitable part of existence. And in that surrender, they discover something twisted but sincere, a kind of joy born from acceptance. By following the teachings of Nurgle, a heretic who faithfully embraces despair will find purpose in nihilism. What I'm trying to say is that the religion of plague in 40k is kind of the equivalent of somebody taking the black pill. Nurgle reminds his faithful that the great cycle of life, death, and rebirth are all intrinsically linked. To face the dawn is to await the dusk and eventually suffer the night. The one inescapable truth of the universe is that all that begins must so too end. There is nothing in creation that does not eventually decay, be it a galaxy-spanning civilization or a single human body seated upon a golden throne. The fact that all living things will eventually die has haunted mortal existence since our predecessors first crawled out of the primordial ooze. Most fear it, resist it, and suffer to delay it. But in this struggle lies the essence of Nurgle's appeal. He is both the rot and the resilience, the decay and the desperate will to endure. Where there is life, there is decay, and where there is decay, there is Nurgle. The followers of Nurgle acknowledge the unfortunate reality that mortals are inherently repulsed by rot and disease, for if this was not the case, more would certainly be accepting of his truth. But for many, they simply cannot comprehend that the rotting of a limb or the expulsion of their own entrails is somehow a blessing. Now,
Oh, gross.
Nurgle is said to be brimming with vitality, and thus his mortal followers also share his enthusiasm. They eagerly spread the gift of disease, not out of malice, but out of devotion. They offer an escape from fear and pain, a twisted mercy in exchange for corruption.
Why?
No soul is too small, no world too grand. All are worthy of his attention. Every infection, every death is lovingly tallied, for as all life crumbles, Nurgle's power grows. Well, all four of the Chaos Gods and their cults stand in opposition to one another in various ways. Few rivalries are as deeply rooted or philosophically hostile as the hatred between Nurgle and Tzeentch. Nurgle sees his sibling Slaanesh as misguided in their pursuits, but at the end of the day, at least they're living life to the fullest. While Khorne's endless slaughter leaves a sea of corpses to feed microbial life. But Tzeentch? Nurgle absolutely despises him.
What?
Forces comprised
Why?
of worshippers and demons from each of the gods have occasionally fought side by side under the banner of Chaos Undivided. Such alliances are rare and almost always short-lived. Joint campaigns between Nurgle and Tzeentch, however, are far less common, for their very natures are fundamentally incompatible with one another. Tzeentch is the god of change, ambition, treacheries, lies, and, most damning of all, hope. He embodies the constant striving to become more, to escape fate and bend destiny in one's favor. His followers are sorcerers, schemers, politicians, rebels, and pot stirrers. Individuals that believe through willpower, knowledge, and sorcery they can transform their reality. To follow in the teachings of the Changer of Ways, one must believe there is a solution to suffering, that the path of overcoming it will lead to salvation. The Plague God's children see this heretical ideology for the lie that it is. Unlike Tzeentch, Nurgle doesn't promise an escape. He promises acceptance. Tzeentch urges
Right.
his followers to claw their way out of despair, while Nurgle teaches his to find joy within it. Tzeentch sees stagnation as failure, but Nurgle views it as the end of struggle. The Changer of Ways whispers false promises.
Let's do
of what
adorable
could
hamsters.
be, but the
Hamsters.
wise grandfather speaks only
Let's do it.
truth
Let's look up.
about
Let's do
what
as well.
must be. To Nurgle, true peace is not found in fighting against or overcoming hardship, but by embracing it. Now, of course, Nurgle acknowledges the existence of change as it's part of the cycle, but it's not random or unknowable as the Changer claims. It is chained by the laws of nature. The cycle cannot be bargained with, it cannot be altered, and it cannot be circumvented. It can only be slowed, accelerated, or momentarily paused. True enlightenment can only come once one submits to decay, and thus finds meaning in inevitability. So what I mean to say is these radically conflicting viewpoints make them not just rival siblings, but ideological enemies in the most extreme sense. One is entropy and the unmaking of all things, whereas the other is evolution and the reshaping of them. One sees despair as the final truth, the other a hurdle to be overcome. To Nurgle, Tzeentch's constant hunger is a delusion, a self-inflicted torment rooted in denial of the inevitable. The followers of Tzeentch believe the future is unwritten, whereas
Fuck it.
those dedicated to the Plague Lord know
And
that it is
let's
already decomposing.
do.
The teachings of Tzeentch are inherently selfish and center around the individual, whereas Nurgle's philosophy is about community. It's individualism versus collectivism. A Tzeentchian cult is full of backstabbers attempting to one-up each other and claw their way to the top. A
There you
Plague
go.
cult, on the other hand,
All right.
is a loving community, a family
Oh, they already have all that
built
stuff.
on collective acceptance of despair. Now, despite the optics here, this isn't really a debate about optimism versus pessimism. It's about enlightenment. Their irreconcilable truths fuel a hatred that stretches across both warp and reality alike. And due to their eternal nature, they're probably not going to come to any kind of long-lasting agreements anytime soon. Okay, so let's focus a little bit more on the plague cults and what they actually look like. Now, if we're looking at the artwork of 40K, and specifically anything involving Chaos, Chaos Space Marines tend to take center stage. And as the Death Guard are the Chaos Space Marine Legion associated with the Grandfather, they are our primary lens that we get to view him through. But
What?
in the grand scheme of
The fuck?
galaxy, the Death Guard are but a tiny portion of the macro-scale cult of Nurgle. Now, I'll talk about them a little bit throughout this video where I feel it's important to do so, but for the most part, I'm going to leave them out of this one as I've already done a full deep dive on the Sons of Mortarion. It'll be linked in the description and in the end screen if you want to check it out after you finish this video. Anyways, not all who serve Nurgle are mighty warriors or corrupted leaders. The overwhelming majority of his followers are just ordinary people, powerless, overlooked, and desperate, who all band together into plague cults, all in the hope of attracting the gods' favor. These cults, who are often led by bubo-ridden magisters and
why not?
prophets of plague, offer Nurgle devotion not through grand gestures, but through coordination, secrecy, and shared purpose. They taint
Was I gonna look up? I was gonna look up.
food stores, release weaponized viruses, and stockpile arms and equipment for their inevitable uprising. Individually, members of a plague cult might be insignificant, but together, their efforts can infiltrate and infect entire institutions. A corrupt guardsman may turn a blind eye here or there. A supply officer might manipulate food stocks, and a cook could contaminate the meals of an entire garrison. Actions that would be meaningless alone, but devastating when part of a larger unified cult's operation. Now, some plague cults interpret Nurgle's will incorrectly and see death itself as the ultimate goal. These misguided sects bring destruction without purpose, and are often seen as heretics even amongst fellow worshippers. True cults of Nurgle seek not mindless death, but the spread of rot, despair, and unrelenting disease. A cycle, not a conclusion. Though often hidden and small scale, plague cults can bring entire cities to their knees before authorities even recognize the threat. And while their work is grim, for the faithful, it is meaningful. A shared path into decay, and perhaps into the Plague Father's loving embrace. When cultists are conscripted by either the Death Guard or a Nurgle warband, which we'll cover momentarily, they assail their foes in huge numbers. They charge, screaming into battle as a howling disease tide, equipped often with crude autoguns, ritual daggers,
Ben's
and
sharks.
clubs. They spill across the enemy lines and descend upon the unbelievers, fighting desperately to
Nah,
earn
I'm
the
good.
favor of Nurgle himself. For the warbands, massive waves of cultists like this proved to be a cheap, disposable resource excellent for drawing enemy fire. Now, for the cultists themselves, however, the only reward that they often receive for their service normally just comes in the form of a painful and pointless death. So those Nurgle warbands I mentioned are often led or composed of Chaos Space Marines and other such Chaos champions who operate with purpose, power, and freedom, whereas the cults are often made up of individuals who have yet to earn the favor of their patron, or at most, have earned only his most paltry of blessings. The warbands have his full, undivided attention. There are no weaklings amongst their members. They are some of the greatest warriors and keenest tacticians that have all been creatively blessed in unique and deadly ways, whereas comparatively weak cultists must work in secret.
Fantasies
Members of the
furniture.
warband have nothing to hide. Their strength allows them to spread rot openly, bolstered by divine gifts and overwhelming force. Warbands strike when and where they wish. Some spread blight across hive cities, others poison supply routes or infect entire planets through seemingly random opportunity. Now, one such warband, the Brotherhood of Unclean Mercy, famously infected a merchant fleet by tainting a single cargo shipment, dooming an entire continent without ever firing a single shot. Many of these warbands form when individual Plague Marines, rejected by or disillusioned with their current warband, leave their brothers and seek out others who share their devotion to Nurgle. These lost warriors are drawn together by the Plague Father's call and form new communities, traveling caravans of rot and ruin, united not by rigid hierarchy, but by shared faith and the joyous burden of spreading decay. In this way, warbands become the perfect instrument of Nurgle's will, more focused than the wandering cults, more nimble than the Death Guard's grand crusades. They are the scalpel to the Death Guard's hammer, and as they march across the stars, rusted blades drawn, bells tolling, they spread not just plague, but Nurgle's gospel of joyous ruin.
Hey Tree, how's it going? Wait, that's actually yo, it's actually been a real long time no see. What the freak?
Universe, let's take a look at Nurgle's domain within the realm of
Burn a
chaos.
tree.
Deep within the roiling madness of the warp lies the Garden of Nurgle, a realm of unrelenting decay, disease, and entropy. This is the Plague Father's private domain, a festering expanse of
Why not?
vegetation and living corruption, where the cycle of death and rebirth plays out in perpetual, agonizing detail. Now, it's far from random chaos, though. The garden is a reflection of Nurgle's perverse order, overgrown with swollen.
I've been decent recently. I'm chilling. How about you? I'm free now, so I can just stream whenever. Though I need to actually stream, so.
Festering cocoons hatch demonic entities, and giggling Nurglings swarm through the bile-soaked undergrowth.
I'm
It is a
feeling better than
grotesque
usual.
parody of natural life, maintained with disturbing care and devotion. Though the garden appears disorganized and collapsing under its own filth, it operates under a precise and intentional cycle. Shovel petal plants uproot themselves to make room for new skull seeds, which bloom only to be trampled by rampaging beasts of Nurgle. Their remains burst into clouds of infectious pulp, carried by flies that are devoured by airborne predators, who in turn become sickened and explode mid-flight, seeding fresh areas of the garden below with diseased matter. Every action here feeds the next, and every death spawns new life in a never-ending chain of corruption. Now, Nurgle's realm defies mortal logic. Space is fluid, time irrelevant, and movement is less an act of physical travel and more a progression through a series of symbolic experiences. The demons that inhabit the garden do not serve.
Interesting. Hold on, I'm actually, I don't know. I want to get like a bunch of furniture mods. It'll be fine.
Trees and pestilent air. Even the plague bearers, who were once mortal beings, struggle to impose structure on the madness. Though driven to count, record, and monitor, their efforts are ultimately futile. A gesture toward order and
Yeah, but I don't want to get my car. Very bland, very boring. Okay, I'll get my car.
And in that act, they find purpose. All across the garden, one might find grotesque spectacles. The trees fashioned from the flesh of dead Eldar, dripping with the tears of a dying race. fields where tongues sprout from the soil, each one bearing the marks of a different infection. These horrors appear and vanish according to Nurgle's whim. Some are
Okay, how much do we have now? 225. All right. This shit is about to be so packed. It's gonna be so packed.
Remain unchanged for long though, but certain core features do endure, such as the breeding pits of Nurgle's creations and the crop fields where the plagues take root. The Garden of Nurgle is not merely a battlefield or a realm of punishment. It's a domain of creation.
What was this guy? Because I need to look him up because he.
Suffering births new life, and decay is treated as sacred.
FUZ5, I think. FUZ5.
Not ruin, but beauty. At the heart of the garden lies Nurgle's mansion, a grotesque and crumbling structure known as the Blighted Mansion of Misery and Mirth. This is the throne room and laboratory of the Plague God, a place where entropy and invention intertwine. Within its rotting walls, Nurgle stirs a massive cauldron, said to be large enough to hold the oceans of every world in the galaxy, brewing plagues that may one day scour entire systems. The mansion itself seems forever on the edge of collapse. Rotten beams groan under their own weight, while moss-covered walls sag and weep. Shutters hang loosely from their frames, clinging to windows whose broken, filth-caked glass lets through only the dimmest of light. From the drains spill beetles, maggots, and impossibly twisted centipedes, creatures formed from tongues, human digits, and raw malice. Paint peels eternally from warped timber, but the house never loses its signature gray-green pallor. Above, countless chimneys spew thick, dark smoke, though on closer inspection, one realizes that it is swarms of flies, in numbers beyond comprehension. Nearby, trees of bone bear fruit that rots as it ripens, sagging and splitting before it can be picked. The mansion is surrounded by demonic birds whose calls resemble funeral songs, a chorus of death echoing across the garden. How this place, or the garden itself for that matter, sustains its form without collapsing entirely is unknowable. It exists not through physics, but by the will and whim of Nurgle alone. Now, the Plague Father doesn't spend all of his time indoors. Most of the time, he can be found outside, seated upon a massive, grotesque chair near the front door, greeting visitors both summoned and accidental. He offers them diseased drinks, hearty conversation, and an invitation to explore the many rooms of his domain. But the invitation is far from safe. Inside, the mansion is vast, maze-like, and alive with threat. Rotten floorboards give way to the lower levels, where carrion creatures consume anything that falls. Grand staircases rise into the gloom, draped in tattered rugs and lined with chambers where demons...
Okay, I don't think I can do much about this one, because this one is... Actually, no, this one did have some good shit. Okay, Carry On 1, Bridging Mod 2. That one was good.
Each containing the remains of plague victims from across the galaxy. Not just flesh, but souls, trapped and fading slowly as spiritual disease eats them from within. Below, deeper in the mansion, lies the kitchens and
okay, Bridging Mod.
Imaginable and unimaginable ingredients
and
labeled and organized. These rooms feed Nurgle's cauldron, and the cauldron must always be fed. Few understand the cauldron's true significance.
Okay, Carry On I'm pretty sure we have, but Bridging Mod is definitely one we have to get.
Prized possessions, a crucible of infinite creativity and boundless disease. It is here that he experiments, stirs, and perfects the plagues that will one day be unleashed upon the mortal realm. And a word of warning:
Bridging, Break Free. Those two are pretty good, actually.
May become part of the recipe. Well, Korn bellows commands from the Skull Throne, Tzeentch weaves endless schemes from within his labyrinth, and Slaanesh indulges in endless sensation within their palace. Nurgle instead chooses not to rule from a distance, and roams his domain. He speaks with his demons, tends to the filth, and delights in the eternal cycle of growth, rot, and rebirth. Though he oversees the entirety of the garden, there are places he returns to more often than others, such as the deathbeds and the poxyards. The deathbed serves a purpose. First, it is a prison, a mire where lost travelers and defeated invaders are trapped in deep pits of sludge and decay, held in stasis for future experimentation, or to be broken down into raw material. But
I wanted this one because this one has like a lot of optimization stuff that I liked.
Nurgle indulges in one of his most curious pleasures, storytelling.
It was a break free, but
is absolutely fascinated by the mortal realm, and it is here that he listens eagerly to tales of far-off worlds, strange cultures and new species, and not out of mercy, but for inspiration.
Okay,
These
diagonal
stories fuel his
fences,
creativity,
easy
and
magic.
new ideas for plagues tailored to other lands.
Diagonal
Sometimes those trapped
fences.
in the muck are given a rare opportunity. If they can force the worms from their throat, speak clearly, and tell a good story, they may earn Nurgle's attention. Those who manage to amuse or inspire him are pulled from the filth and taken to the mansion. There, they have the great honor of becoming vessels for Nurgle's newest plagues. Once they are properly infected, Nurgle smiles, gives them one last tender, gut-churning embrace, and sends them back into the lands they're
Well, that's fire. That's so fucking fire. Hold on. Find me and what was the other one?
For Nurgle's endless catalog of diseases.
Find me
Pretty regularly. It is here that the
diagonal
plague
fences.
evaluates the effectiveness of his contagions, both of the flesh and of the spirit. Each malady is unique and thus demands its own trial. As such, the very nature of the poxyards reshapes itself to suit the experiment's requirements. For spiritual afflictions, the region may manifest as a field of crystal clear lakes, offering the illusion of purity and relief. Dehydrated souls crawl to the water, believing salvation is near, only for the lakes to turn to pus and blood the moment they drink, flooding their bodies with sickness and despair. For physical trials, the landscape may shift again, this time into a thicket of claw-thrust brambles, razor-edged demon plants that tear flesh on contact. Infected captives are driven into the brambles, often pursued by gleeful beasts of Nurgle. If the victims scream in pain, then Nurgle takes note. Pain means the disease has not yet dulled the nerves. The infection requires adjustment. No matter its current form, the poxyards are always seen as an active place of experimentation and innovation, where rot and suffering are
Dude,
refined into art.
this guy is fucking. This is nutty. This is actually nutty.
And returns often.
What is wrong with this guy?
Shaping his creations for maximum effect. Now, there are other places like it throughout the garden. Places filled with activity, laughter, and the grotesque joy that only Nurgle's children can truly understand, such as the Morabusium, where the most precious and toxic herbs take root, the Dunglash Arboretum, where refined excrement hangs from trees like putrid reeking vines, and many others. All of these regions
Easy magic,
provide
right?
Nurgle with the ingredients and insight he needs to further his work at the cauldron when he returns to the mansion after one of his invigorating jaunts. Now, beyond its central regions, the Garden of Nurgle is ever-changing. Many parts of this diseased realm exist only briefly, rising and fading with the birth and death of particular plagues. Some may only even be seen by those in the throes of fevered hallucinations, the dying glimpses of mortals touched by Nurgle's hand. Yet, the garden is near infinite, and it's not unthinkable that the faithful or the infected might catch a fleeting vision of it in their final moments. Some reports from the dying say they can hear the tolling of faint bells. Perhaps they refer to the death bell lily fields, where pale flowers bloom each time a mortal succumbs to one of
Easy
Nurgle's
magic.
When a blossom opens here, it rings softly, a chime that never ceases, marking another soul claimed. Now, other regions are more tangible, if no
Easy
less
magic.
welcome. The hanging
Punchy.
gardens of Thushblog are one such place, a remote stretch of the garden gifted to a great unclean one for exterminating an orc infestation of Hurax using a choking plague. In tribute, Thushblog strung the intestines of every fallen orc from the trees of his domain. The bodies hang there still, rotting, never granted the mercy of death. Now, around them, plague bearers shift through sorting pools, tallying organs to track the effectiveness of each disease. Beasts of Nurgle frolic through fields where planted spines yield crops that induce madness.
Punchy.
Nurgles roll laughing down hills spontaneously formed by the vomited remains of long-digested mortals. Entire regiments regurgitated after centuries within the guts of great unclean ones. The Garden of Nurgle is a wondrous place, filled with vitality, mirth, and experiences beyond mortal comprehension. It is a playground for the minions of the Lord of
I was about to say Fire Punch. It sounds familiar.
for his work,
That
and
Fujimoto.
home for a god that fills his realm
That
with the
man.
shape of things
That
to come.
man.
Now, although Nurgle occasionally welcomes visitors to his garden, those who enter uninvited often meet a grim fate. The Eldar of Craftworld Luganoth learned this firsthand during their attempt to breach his realm. According to their legends, Nurgle holds Isha, the Eldar goddess of healing, prisoner here, and many of the Eldar dream of her eventual rescue. Hoping to cure their people of the brittle coma, the Seers of Luganoth projected their spirits into Nurgle's domain, Hoping to cure their people of the brittle coma, the seers of Luganoth projected their spirits into Nurgle's domain, seeking Isha's aid. They knew they would not survive, but hoped to return their knowledge through their spirit stones. Now, at first, everything was going well. Their astral forms managed to cut through the garden with ease. But then, Nurgle took notice. He unleashed his demonic hordes, and a great battle followed. The seers held their own, even damaging parts of the garden itself. But Nurgle retaliated in kind. Their physical bodies back on the craft world began to wither away. Their spirit stones dissolved, and their souls were bound to the garden forever. There, they were overwhelmed, lungs filled with fetid air, skin consumed by crawling worms, and mouths invaded by demon flies. In the end, their spirits were transformed into living trees, bearing rotten fruit for the Nurglings to feast upon.
Oh my gosh.
Punishment for trespassing in a place not meant for them.
Dude, what the fuck? What the
To the
fuck?
outside observer, Nurgle's demonic legions might look like a shambling, chaotic horde, with just an endless tide of rot and filth. But just like
Alright, boot this up once
there's
and see if it
just
still
something
works.
greater beneath the madness. Like the stages of a disease, each legion plays a role in a larger cycle of decay and renewal, working together to spread the grandfather's gifts far and wide. These are the Plague Legions, demons birthed in the land of the Plague Lord, marching to war in both real space and the realm of chaos. Wherever they go, they bring the infectious generosity of their creator, leaving behind worlds drenched in sickness, sorrow, and death. Each legion is a piece of Nurgle's grand design. Some craft the plagues, others spread them. Some bring the infections to a peak, while others make sure the death toll keeps climbing. You can think of their efforts as less war and more sickening demonic agriculture, where every battlefield is another plot of land for the garden to grow. So, what are the 7 Plague Legions, and what is each of their roles? The first legions are the Fecundus Legions, and they're the creators, the gardeners of pestilence. They wander both the warp and the galaxy in search of raw materials to feed back to the garden, forever seeking new ingredients for
Refurbished furniture requires forge.
Legions are the infectious legions, and they're the messengers, the initial wave of infection. They carry the freshly crafted diseases from their fecundous kin in order to spread corruption across new worlds, open wounds in reality, and let Nurgle's gifts seep in. The third group is the Pathogenous Legions, which represent disease at its most virulent. They are Nurgle's most aggressive warriors, the defenders of his garden and the spearheads of invasion. Their role is to ensure the Immaterium knows the full, festering weight of Nurgle's wrath. The Epidemic Legions are next, and they're
Just try that again.
incarnate. Their purpose is to take an outbreak and turn it into a galactic cataclysm. They ride the momentum of infection, engulfing entire systems in rot and ruin. After that, we have the Rot Legions, which specialize in decomposition itself. Their very presence breaks down matter at the molecular level, softening the crust of reality so that the garden may take root. With every step the legions take, a world dies, before being reborn in filth. The Morbidus Legions are the final harvesters, the reapers of the dead. They exist to ensure the body count continues to climb ever higher. In their eyes, decay without death is like a clean napkin, completely pointless and unworthy of the grandfather's attention. Finally, we have the Necroticus Legions, which are Nurgle's tanks, bloated fortresses of despair and resilience. These titanic abominations wield hopelessness like a weapon, and their corrupted flesh constantly regenerates. Torn sinew reknits with festering muscle, wounds close, and death confuses them. Each army within the Plague Legions is led by a great unclean one, which you can think of as Nurgle's generals. Beneath them are their lieutenants, demon princes and heralds of Nurgle, who lead smaller formations of their own known as Tallybands. Tallybands usually consist of plague bearers or plague drones, but they sometimes are joined by other demonic horrors, such as Nurglings, Beast of Nurgle, or whatever else the garden happens
Beast of
to
Nurgle, I know that one. I know that one from Darktide.
gods, like the ambitious bloodletters of Khorne, or the narcissistic demonettes of Slanesh.
No.
Nurgle's minions serve with joy. They embrace
No.
Nurgle in the grandfather's
No,
plan,
use my
spreading
mic.
plot
Why is you two trying to use my mic? No.
for their lords and
No.
for the grandfather's plans. Back within the garden, these demons serve in their own delightful ways, dragging back maggot-ridden flesh to feed the Plague Father's experiments, or casting spores into the warp winds in order to infect distant stars. Each and every one may only be a small cog in the diseased machine of the long decay, but they're each special, important, appreciated, and loved by their patron. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention one more of these factions, and that's the Plague Guard, which are considered the greatest and most vile beings made from within the garden. Masters of contagions dedicated to the construction of the deadliest pathogens ever known, using them to inflict atrocities that leave behind only pus-ridden swamps and decayed wastelands of rotting trees, where there was once glamorous cities and abundant life. Led by Kugath himself, this 7-legion-sized warband of demons prey upon the galaxy, as they do the bidding of the Grandfather. Their most notable and by far most daunting task ever assigned to them was the invasion of Ultramar, which was covered in the Dark Imperium trilogy. They were the spearhead meant to put down the returning Primarch Rabute Gilliman before he could damage the plans of the Chaos Gods. Ships constructed from the warp-twisted carcasses of dead void whales ferried millions of troops into real space. Hordes of poxwalkers, rotflies, and demon engines poured
Poxwalkers? No.
slowly drowning world after world with rotting corpses and dangerous diseases. The Plague Guard would continue their march across Ultramar until the dreaded battle of the world of Paramino, where Rabute Gilliman himself sought to destroy them once and for all.
Wait, I know Rabute Gilliman. I remember that guy. I know that guy. Rabute Gilliman was the guy that I watched a video on him this morning. He's like a Caesarian, like some sort of like Caesar esque character. Yeah, I'd have to not rewatch, but like at least refresh my mind before I say anything. But he's very honor and pretty human. He's pretty fucking human. He's pretty chill, but he's really fucking cool.
Pushed and damned to retreat.
And was forced to fight his brother because his brother was like, yeah, fuck you and fuck dad, so I'm gonna kill dad. And then he did that. And he's like, and then Rabute was like, no, you did not do that. You would not betray me. And it quite literally took the betrayer to go, yeah, I betrayed you, for him to be like, all right, you betrayed me, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you now.
On the ground, the Imperium would slowly begin to gain the upper hand. While within the void, the Plague Legions burst through the Galatan, Ultramar's largest star fortress. The swarms of Nurgle's rotten armies dragging down and killing even the chapter master of the Nova Marines. Ultimately, though, the Legion was defeated by Rabute Gilliman and his forces, and Kugath was forced to retreat once his lieutenant Septicus was permanently killed, destroyed by the sword of the Emperor wielded by the Avenging Sun. Okay, so now that we know all about Nurgle, his realm, and the Plague Legions, let's talk about the demons that make up the bulk of his armies.
Demon types? Okay.
The Lord of Decay is proud of all of the plagues and poxes he has created as gifts for the mortal realm. But one disease stands above the rest as perhaps his favorite, Nurgle's Rot. Most afflictions ravage the bodies of those who have become infected, and many even gnaw away at their soul. But Nurgle's Rot utterly consumes those who contract it, mind, body, and soul. It transforms them from beings of weak mortal flesh and sees them reborn in the garden as a plague bearer. Once they emerge from the muck and filth of the garden, their mortal suffering is gone, a reward for their faith in Nurgle and their acceptance of his gifts. Whatever their old body may have been, be it a guardsman, a spacefaring merchant, an impoverished mother of 10, or even the leader of a plague cult in some rusted-out hive city, their new forms are all very similar to those of the other newly reincarnated. Their flesh is dull and covered in sores and open wounds. Pustules form and burst, their contents pouring out and collecting in the folds of the demon's flesh. Their faces all bear a single central eye, and a horn sprouts from their head. Their limbs are unnaturally gangly and yet filled with a strength they most likely never knew in life. Now, the person they once were is no more, as they've evolved into the physical embodiment of Nurgle's affection for his children. But it's possible that something of their mortal self is left behind, as these tallymen invariably seek to fill their days with seemingly mundane tasks, most of which involve seeking to impose some kind of order in the chaos of their new home. Many tend to the Grandfather's garden, help usher other plague bearers into existence like midwives, or keep catalogs of the diseases Nurgle has created. Some even attempt the impossible task of keeping a tally of the ever-changing number of Nurglings that populate the Garden of Nurgle. It's all rather odd behavior for a demon when compared to the savage acts of bloodletters or the predations of demonettes, but it pleases Nurgle to see his children doing as they wish. Now, before we move any further, I really want to put into perspective just how horrifying Nurgle's rot actually is. It causes sores to swell, pulse, and burst in a spray of virulent pus and withering carnivorous maggots. Fingers, toes, ears, and lips rot away. Bones soften and snap before springing to life in a torrent of rapid ossifying growth, forcing leg bones through rancid flesh. Mouths and eye sockets fester as fertile breeding grounds for flies and other demonic parasites. Now, I could go on, but I think you get the picture. It is a misery to which no amount of description can ever possibly do justice. The toll it takes reaches beyond the physical form and into the minds and souls of the mortals who contract it. Still, dedicated followers of Nurgle understand that even this suffering is a gift from their master. Most bear the decay for as long as they can, cherishing each day of life and appreciating their place in the great cycle. There are those, however, who abandon all that Grandfather Nurgle has given them. They opt for a self-inflicted and untimely death rather than suffer with this malady. Their
Why am I
promise to the
not
Great Lord
rendered?
being left unfulfilled. Such ungrateful wretches are swiftly forgotten and cast aside by their disappointed lord to dissolve into nothing, their flesh and souls utterly consumed. Now ultimately, attempting to resist Nurgle's rot is a futile endeavor. There is no cure, but that doesn't mean there isn't salvation. A rare few, normally the most devoted of the Plague Lord's faithful, are able to endure their misery far longer than should be humanly possible. As their bodies collapse further and further into ruin, a peaceful calm comes over their minds and settles into their souls. At last, as they have become immobile heaps of little more than quivering flesh and rotted entrails, even these gifted mortals succumb. Now, inevitably, they will be reborn in the garden as a plague bearer, just like all of the others who succumbed to Nurgle's rot. But these plague bearers are different. Having been able to endure suffering far more thoroughly than their peers, they will be reborn into far more powerful and sturdy forms. These favored plague bearers are what are commonly referred to as the Heralds of Nurgle. Shaped both by their own unique nature and the will of the plague god, each Herald of Nurgle mutates to fulfill a specific role within the Talibands. Though they serve under a Great Unclean One, they act as direct commanders of lesser demons, leading their kin into battle with mindless obedience and often genuine joy. Their corrupted forms frequently take on grotesque, whimsical features, reflecting their bizarre satisfaction in spreading rot. Poxbringers are the most common among them, larger and more sullen than standard plague bearers, marked by oversized horns and a dour personality. Fun fact, they are also unusually aware, sometimes muttering grimly dark, humorous observations about their place in the garden. Though they may grumble at their lowly status while their superiors bask in filth, they carry out their duties without fail. Now, Spoilpox Scriveners serve as grim auditors of the garden, tasked with tallying everything from demons to diseases. They record their findings on rotting parchment with quills plucked from a Lord of Change, a mockery of order within chaos. Each Scrivener is bound to a Taliban and watches over it with spiteful zeal, punishing those who slack in their devotion. Plague bearers under their gaze chant their counts incessantly, desperate to avoid correction. Notably, the Scrivener's face is twisted into a trunk-like mouth ending in blunt jaws, a mutation allowing for endless muttering and reprimand. Now, among the strangest of the heralds are what are known as sloppity bile pipers, victims of a failed and near-forgotten disease known as the churtling murrian, rarely spoken of even among greater demons. This affliction is reserved for those who fail Nurgle, whether by rejecting his gifts or simply miscounting his sacred plagues. Those cursed by the Murrian are transformed into jesters, forced to amuse the Great Unclean Ones and their Nurglings with screeching songs and grotesque slapstick. Armed with marauders and gut pipes, they prance and howl in demented glee, doomed to eternal humiliation, all in the name of their god's twisted joy. Now, with the exception of one-off, often unnamed Titanic-scale Nurgle demons that pop up in the novels from time to time, the Great Unclean Ones are by far the largest and most powerful of Nurgle's children. They go by many names: Plague Lords, Flymasters, Stench Lords, and oddly enough, are oftentimes just referred to simply as Nurgle. No matter which god we're talking about, all greater demons refer to themselves with a whole host of different monikers and titles, yet it is only the great unclean ones who are ever allowed to bear the name of their creator. In fact, although to truly behold, let alone comprehend the form of a chaos god is an impossibility for mortals, depictions of Nurgle by mortal cults across space and time are remarkably consistent, almost always in a way that's nearly indistinguishable from a great unclean one. These guys are not only the grandfather's most favored servants, but his direct reflection. Whereas other chaos gods command their greater demons, in many ways, Nurgle is his demons, just on a smaller scale. Those swollen, disease-ridden titans carry entire plagues within their bloated guts and often serve as a mobile home to swarms of mischievous Nurglings. As both gardeners and generals, they tend the
Animal Garden
Nurgle's realm and keep the demonic legions in line, ensuring every plague bearer, Nurgling, and beast of Nurgle does their part to spread Grandfather's blessings. Despite their monstrous appearance, the Great Unclean Ones are frequently depicted as jovial parental figures rather than blood-crazed warlords. They often organize and lead their armies in a manner akin to a parade, a sickly, jubilant carnival of disease. Plague bearers tally infections with bureaucratic zeal, Nurglings scamper around like unruly toddlers, and beasts of Nurgle bounce and flop through the battlefield, playfully crushing friend and foe alike. Many Great Unclean Ones ride into battle on massive rotting palanquins, ornate yet decayed platforms carried by waves of squirming Nurglings, and surrounded by swarms of flies or gurgling, sludgy mire dwellers. Although rare, sometimes Nurgle even gifts such palanquins to favored champions or elite plague bearers who have earned his approval. Now, just as the universe is constantly rotating through the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, so too do the Great Unclean Ones rotate through an array of roles, tactics, and stratagems, gradually shifting in form and function. Over the ages, they shed their bloated identities like scabs, taking on new names and new commands. Most will begin their life as generals within the Fecundus Legion, rotating in order through all of them until near the end of their life, they take their place as a leader within the Necroticus Legions. Great Unclean Ones that manage to master every form of corruption and successfully serve as a general in each of the legions becomes what is known as an Exalted Great Unclean One. They are absolutely titanic in scale and dwarf all of the other ones in terms of both physical size, raw power, and bounteous gifts of plague. In many respects, they are no longer simply generals, but avatars of Nurgle in all but name. Now, beneath the Great Unclean Ones, we have the Plague Lord's most favored lieutenants, the Demon Princes of Nurgle. Now, as I explained before, it is possible for a mortal to become a Nurgle demon by contracting Nurgle's rot, but they'll only ever become a plague bearer. Becoming one of the Grandfather's Demon Princes is a far more difficult task that few will ever achieve. Now, many mortals have committed horrific acts in the name of the chaos. Cult leaders preach corruption, millions commit daily atrocities and acts of twisted devotion. But for Nurgle, the Lord of Decay, these minor offerings are only enough to earn the most paltry of gifts in comparison to something like true ascension. To earn such a reward, a follower must spread disease on a planetary scale. Entire cities must collapse into starvation, rot, and filth. Populations must fall, not just by the thousands, but by the millions, consumed by pestilence and despair. Only then does Grandfather Nurgle truly take notice. The individual must perform acts so vile, so apocalyptic, that they boggle the imagination. If their deeds bring a smile to Nurgle's bloated, oozing face, they may pledge themselves fully to the great corruptor. Few will ever reach this point. Most fail, dying in agony, or worse, mutating into a chaos spawn. But for the select few who manage to succeed, for those who win Nurgle's favor, they will be granted eternal life as a legendary demonic entity that will serve their dark master faithfully for eons to come. Each of these demonic minions take delight in doing their part to bring the fruition of the Plague Father's grand vision for the collapse and rebirth of the universe. There is much to do, from counting the death toll of each newly unleashed plague to filling the pus pits with fresh rot. The efforts are ceaseless, but not without joy. As the demons go about their work, they will sometimes be interrupted by an unexpected but always appreciated visit from one of the Lord of Decay's most wonderful creations, a beast of Nurgle. Propelled by stocky legs and a bile-coated slithering tail, these enthusiastic slime hounds bound about the garden, constantly seeking playmates. Their putrescent tongues wrap around plague bearers, drawing them toward the beast's noxious maw. In their enthusiasm, they crash headlong into meticulously organized piles of limbs, heads, and other rotted body parts, causing the tallymen to have to begin their counts anew. Nothing embodies the joyful nature of chaos in quite the same way as one of these beasts. Though they undo some work that has been done, not one plague bearer, great unclean one, or nurgling ever complains, for they are the physical realization of their god's will to bring energy, vitality, and joviality to the universe. The beasts of Nurgle remind the other demons why it is to serve their master. This boundless enthusiasm for play and unquenchable thirst for attention also serves the Lord of Decay when his forces march to war. A beast of Nurgle could go thousands of years, never knowing the greater world outside of the garden. When taken to the mortal realm and sent forward towards Nurgle's enemies, the excitement a beast of Nurgle feels is impossible to restrain. They lunge into the ranks of the enemies, trying to find new friends and different playmates. Armor rots instantly upon contact with the caustic goo they're coated in. Bones and weapons shatter under their bulk as they roll around on top of their newfound companions. When the unfortunate victims cease moving, the beasts of Nurgle pause briefly, feeling a touch of sadness that their new friends crash headlong into the beast playmates. Their enthusiastic held by will sometimes be interrupted by an not without filling the pus pits with the dew. Nurgle's demonic minions take they will be granted eternal life as a legendary demonic.
Sorry, I did not pay attention. I log in.
Faithfully for eons to come. Each of Nurgle's demonic minions take delight in doing their part to bring the fruition of the Plague Father's grand vision for the collapse and rebirth of the universe. There is much to do, from counting the death toll of each newly unleashed plague to filling the pus pits with fresh rot. The efforts are ceaseless, but not without joy. As the demons go about their work, they will sometimes be interrupted by an unexpected but always appreciated visit from one of the Lord of Decay's most wonderful creations, a beast of Nurgle. Propelled by stocky legs and a bile-coated slithering tail, these enthusiastic slime hounds bound about the garden, constantly seeking playmates. Their putrescent tongues wrap around plague bearers, drawing them toward the beast's noxious maw. In their enthusiasm, they crash headlong into meticulously organized piles of limbs, heads, and other rotted body parts, causing the tallymen to have to begin their counts anew. Nothing embodies the joyful nature of chaos in quite the same way as one of these beasts. Though they undo some work that has been done, not one plague bearer, great unclean one, or nurgling ever complains, for they are the physical realization of their god's will to bring energy, vitality, and joviality to the universe. The beasts of Nurgle remind the other demons why it is to serve their master. This boundless enthusiasm for play and unquenchable thirst for attention also serves the Lord of Decay when his forces march to war. A beast of Nurgle could go thousands of years, never knowing the greater world outside of the garden. When taken to the mortal realm and sent forward towards Nurgle's enemies, the excitement a beast of Nurgle feels is impossible to restrain. They lunge into the ranks of the enemies, trying to find new friends and different playmates. Armor rots instantly upon contact with the caustic goo they're coated in. Bones and weapons shatter under their bulk as they roll around on top of their newfound companions. When the unfortunate victims cease moving, the beasts of Nurgle pause briefly, feeling a touch of sadness that their new friends no longer want to play with them. But that quickly subsides when they bound off, setting to find someone new to play with. Now, when a beast of Nurgle suffers the ultimate frustration of being killed by the very playthings with which they had hoped to frolic, their essence retreats into the warp and comes to rest in the slime pits of the garden. There it spends centuries forming a new body, shielded from interference by a mass of bloated flies. Over time, depression and resentment take hold within the beast, which makes them a very rare creature within the garden, as they're without joy, mirthless, and bitter. When the beast emerges from its long dormancy, its new form is much different from that of the creature that it once was. Its skin develops a chitinous layer on its back. Spindly, bladed limbs replace its short, stocky legs. Most dramatically, the beast's tentacles give way to enormous wings, similar to those of the flies that protected the beast while it regenerated. Thus transformed, the new Rotfly attempts to return to the mortal realm. malice in its heart, driving it to seek out and destroy those who refused to play with it centuries before. Left to its own devices, the Rotfly's anger would drive it mad. But Nurgle is a loving and merciful god and cannot bear to see one of his children suffer so. To ease the Rotfly's pain, the Plague Father pairs it with a Plague Bearer who has earned a place of pride in the demonic legions of their god. The relationship between a Rotfly and its rider benefits both the former beast and the favored Plague Bearer. The rider gains the ability to cover more ground, allowing it to count Nurgle's many putrid blessings more thoroughly than ever before, while the mount gains an eternal companion, allowing the pain of its previous rejection to fester a little less. Now, plague toads are denizens of the garden that take on the form of tainted, verminous pseudo-amphibians. These things are pretty massive, normally the size of a lesser vehicle, and are used by demons such as plague bearers.
Jade Maid Narrow.
Sweat, pus, and
Jade
blood
Maid
at
Narrow.
times,
Jade Maid
and
Narrow.
have a mouth capable of swallowing a man whole. Now, within the realm of chaos, plague toads can be found in large groups in areas resembling flooded wetlands or sewers, and thus are easily located, corralled, and herded as attack creatures in battle. Now, though they are some of the least of Nurgle's minions, Nurglings are surely some of the most numerous and among the most favored. Even their appearance is pleasing to the Lord of all, for each Nurgling is like a minute copy of the Dread Master himself. This is perhaps not surprising, given that Nurglings are formed within the innards of a great unclean one, who themselves physically reflect Nurgle's repulsive magnificence. Nurglings serve the filth father in which they are formed, often pretending that their progenitor is Nurgle himself. They play within the folds of his flesh, fetch morsels for him to consume, pick at his sores or give him new ones, and otherwise seek his approval, giggling all the while. Sometimes they will end up being gifted to heralds or other powerful champions, and will treat their new master much as they had treated the great unclean one from before, whether the new lord would prefer that or not. Demons of Nurgle emulate the Lord of Decay and follow his path in many different ways. When they are not vying for the attention of their parent demon, Nurglings most often try to do things that reflect the mirthful nature of Nurgle himself. This frequently leads them to interfering with the work of the Plague Bearers, who honestly find Nurglings to be something of a nuisance, though they don't normally give voice to their irritation, at least not when a great unclean one is within earshot. Sometimes a plague bearer will be nearly finished counting the number of drips of pus required to fill a particular pool, only for a swarm of Nurglings to come running through it, playfully splashing in the rancid goo and scattering it all around. It is their nature to cause mischief, just as it is the plague bearer's nature to keep tallies. In the realm of chaos, even in the relatively ordered domain of Nurgle, it is no surprise that harmony eludes the grasp of most
That's it.
demons.
Okay, fine. Let's go on. I'll folks with it.
Okay, so now that we know a bit more about Nurgle's demons, let's talk about some of the equipment they use. For the Grandfather's faithful, both mortal and demonic alike, countless boons and blessings are granted in exchange for loyal service in spreading his plagues and pushing the great game forward. To the Plague God, anything can become a gift. Broken machines might sprout sinew and teeth, firing bone and rot-like ammunition. Limbs twist into tendrils, and death itself becomes a form of life. Despite being the god of entropy, Nurgle's creativity is disturbingly limitless. Among his endless arsenal, some weapons appear again and again in the hands of his most favored followers, symbols of their devotion and status. Lesser troops often wield rusted swords, axes, or spears that look ready to fall apart at any moment. But they never do. They drip with toxins and ooze, each strike poisoning flesh and soul alike. Ranged weapons are worse, grotesque constructs with gaping mouths that belch slime, mucus, and explosive bile, melting victims on contact. The most infamous of their melee weapons are plague swords and bile swords, jagged, diseased instruments riddled with
Bobble
holes
and
serrated
improvable
edges.
skills.
Though they appear to be forged of ancient,
Skills,
crumbling
bobble.
iron, they are as much a manifestation of Nurgle's essence as the demons who wield them. Some of them that are wielded by plague bearers cause the individual struck by them to suffer the concentrated pain that the wielder felt in life before becoming blessed by Nurgle, whereas others spread a variety of diseases and pathogens with every nick and cut. Plague bearers take a muted pride in their blades, ensuring they are ever coated in filth to better transmit their hosted diseases. The most powerful of these rusted instruments of plague are known as the Fathers of Blades, which are said to be the first weapons ever forged after Nurgle's birth. powerful enough to kill dozens with a single swing or even just the breeze of a near miss. Now, swords are one thing, but sometimes Nurgle demons will wield things a bit more esoteric that are as much a tool as a weapon, such as the Flesh Mower, a thing of pure carnage that churns through crowds of infantry, grinds their bodies into mulch, and leaves behind fertile beds for the Garden of Nurgle to bloom in their wake. Others wield what are known as plague flails that each have a head that's packed with concentrated contagion, spreading grandfather's disease with every bone-shattering impact. Now, speaking of clubbing weapons, the large bells that you'll see wielded by the Great Unclean Ones are known as Doomsday Bells. In addition to acting like a massive battering ram that can pulverize vehicles and infantry alike, the bell's tolls echo across the battlefield like a funeral chime, each ring spreading despair-wrought madness, breaking morale and weakening the souls of all who hear it. Now, blight grenades, or death heads as they're also called, are vile explosive devices crafted from the skulls of the fallen. They come in two different variants. Some of them are designed by mortal cultists, and others are quite literally grown on trees by their demonic counterparts within the garden. Whatever form they take, they all burst on impact, launching shrapnel laced with potent, often customized diseases. Elite Plague Marines and Biologus Putrefiers specialize in refining these weapons, increasing their power with each horrific iteration. Well, Nurgle constantly stirs his cauldron with new unholy recipes, leading to a seemingly infinite list of plagues, poxes, and maladies some have endured for centuries or even millennia, and normally becoming a personal favorite of the Plague Father. And seeing as disease is the primary weapon utilized by his legions, let's talk about a few notable ones. Bone rack is a rare and once quarantined disease that forces its victims' bones to grow uncontrollably, twisting organs and limbs until the body contorts, ruptures, and suffocates itself. It was reintroduced to the galaxy when Inquisitor Malia Orbiana foolishly released it while searching for weapons to use against the orcs. The walking pox is one of the most common zombie plagues in the modern setting. Victims lose control of their body, die, and rise again as shambling corpses, but they're still technically conscious, only imprisoned in their rotting flesh, and now are driven to feed on the living. Now, the Godblight is perhaps the strongest ever created. It is a super weapon virus, brewed using the blood of Rabute Gilliman himself, mixed with thousands of other plagues. It was said to be strong enough to kill a god, and a single dose nearly killed the Primarch of the Ultramarines. Without direct interference from the Emperor, Gilliman's soul would have dissolved into the warp. Though all of Nurgle's children are precious to him, a few stand out among the endless tide of rot and ruin, champions, generals, and caretakers who embody different aspects of his will. So let's talk about a few of the notable champions of decay. First, there's Scabiathrax the Bloated, also known as Maggot Spore and the Wind of Nurgle. He is among the oldest and most powerful of the Great Unclean Ones, a hulking embodiment of decay. He first appeared during the Horus Heresy, laying rot upon the walls of the Imperial Palace itself. Wielding the Blade of Decay, Scabiathrax's every strike accelerates time itself, turning flesh into parchment in seconds. Then there's Kugath the Plague Father, a Great Unclean One who began life as a curious Nurgling who accidentally consumed one of Nurgle's greatest plagues, transforming him into the greater demon we know today. Driven by guilt and shame over ruining what could have been the most perfect
Pig,
disease,
cow, sheep, chicken,
Kugath
wolf,
became a
cat.
reclusive alchemist, obsessively crafting ever more virulent plagues to regain his master's favor. His failure to kill Rabute Gilliman during the Plague Wars led to his temporary fall from grace, and his current fate is unknown. Next, we have Kugath's rival, Rotigus the Rainfather, who coincidentally rose to prominence after Kugath's disgrace. He is a walking deluge of corruption, and he spreads Nurgle's fecund blessings across the stars simply by existing. He turns once thriving worlds into swamps of rot. His presence is heralded by unnatural storms and fields of pestilence, which has earned him godlike status in some mortal cults, all until the terrible truth becomes horrifically clear. Epidiomus, the Tallyman of Nurgle, is an eternal accountant of contagion. Carried atop a palanquin of silent Nurglings, he meticulously catalogs every disease and infection in the galaxy. His calculations are vital to Nurgle's great work, ensuring that each new plague is as efficient, joyful, and ruinous as the last. Horticulus Slimix is Nurgle's chief gardener. He is said to be humorless and relentless, a cultivator of decay who ensures the Plague Father's sacred realm remains fertile and blooming with rot. Slimix treats any damage to the garden as a personal affront and responds with ruthless efficiency. Together, all of these beings represent the many faces of Nurgle: joyous, grim, generous, spiteful, and eternal. Whether through pestilence, warfare, or decay, they spread the Grandfather's love across the stars, one planet at a time. Now, as I mentioned before, I didn't want to talk about the Death Guard too much in this video, as I've already done a full deep dive on them, but I don't think I could do the Champions of Nurgle justice without mentioning at least two important Death Guard figureheads, as they're arguably two of the most important characters when it comes to Nurgle's lore. I speak, of course, of Nurgle's champion, Mortarion, Primarch of the Death Guard, and Nurgle's herald, Typhus. But since I've already talked about them a lot in the other video, I'll keep it brief. Mortarion, who during the Great Crusade famously hated psychers and anything even remotely related to witchcraft due to his upbringing on the poisoned world of Barbarous, was dragged into the Plague God's service not by devotion, but desperation. Near the tail end of the Horus Heresy, Mortarion would end up pledging his soul to Nurgle in order to save his legion after Typhus, his first captain and oldest friend, infected them with the Destroyer Plague after having secretly pledged himself to Nurgle. And here's the thing about Mortarion and his relationship with the Grandfather. He openly loathes his master, obeying only out of necessity. Now in the 41st millennium, he is one of the most powerful entities in Nurgle's service. To even stand in the Lord of Death's presence is lethal, due to the myriad plagues that fill the air around him. Now, it's true that his intellect is towering, his strength and endurance unmatched, but if he does have a weakness, it's that contempt for his enemies has on occasion led him to underestimating his foes. Though powerful, Mortarion is seen as a fallen king, haunted by the chains of survival. Whereas Mortarion is Nurgle's champion, Typhus is his herald. And it's true that the Primarch is the figurehead of the Death Guard, and in recent times has left his brooding isolation and become far more active in real space. But for many years, this was not the case, and many considered Typhus to be the Legion's true leader. And honestly, many still do. Both sorcerer and host to the Destroyer Hive, Typhus spreads Nurgle's gifts across the galaxy from the helm of his ancient warship, the Terminus Est. Whereas Mortarion is a begrudging champion who loathes what he has become, Typhus is a true son of Nurgle and a zealous follower of his teachings. He has dedicated his life to seeing the Grandfather's will made manifest, which normally comes in the form of unleashing hordes of plague zombies on unsuspecting worlds, as he has a special affinity for the Walking Dead. Needless to say, neither of these two get along and have some pretty fundamentally opposed philosophies when it comes to their patron and how the Death Guard should be run. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you couldn't tell, Nurgle is by far my favorite of the Chaos Gods. I love just how creepy and disgusting he and his followers are, and I love the juxtaposition between extreme body horror and fatherly love. His paradoxical nature makes him easily one of the most complex and interesting entities in the entire setting. Now, that being said, it's also what makes him one of the franchise's most disturbing, and it's an element of his character that I don't think gets talked about nearly enough. Now, I know this should go without saying as we're talking about a literal chaos god here, but there's a darker side to Nurgle that I'd like to dive into here at the end of the video. And just a fair warning, we're going to be talking about real-world abusers and their tactics. For me, it's not the body
no.
that really gets under my skin with Nurgle. It's the psychological horror that stems from his blatant hypocrisy. Both his fans in and out of universe claim that he is a loving paternal figure that cares deeply for each and every one of his children, that he takes pride in their achievements, and that once you lit his festering tendrils inside of your heart, you'll never be alone again. For Nurgle's love is eternal and unconditional. But this is a lie. Nurgle acts the way that he does, not out of love, but out of a need for control. He creates in his faithful a form of emotional dependency via a philosophy that parallels the behavior patterns found in real-world abusive relationships, specifically those involving coercive control, gaslighting, trauma bonding, and pathological dependency. He preys on the most vulnerable members of society, the sick, the broken, and the damned, coming to them when they are at their weakest. He enthralls them not with fear or promises of power, but instead a twisted form of affection. He offers comfort, acceptance, and joy, but only on his terms. The dynamic is directly comparable to the real-world concept of trauma bonding, a psychological response wherein a victim forms an emotional attachment to their abuser due to intermittent reinforcement, periods of cruelty broken up by affection. Just as Nurgle bestows disease and suffering while offering spiritual love and parental warmth, abusers oscillate between dehumanization and tenderness to keep their victims psychologically tethered. Additionally, Nurgle isolates his followers from hope and self-determination in much the same way that abusers erode their victims' self-worth. His doctrines teach that resistance is futile, that hope is a delusion, and that only through surrender can one find peace. This, in many ways, mirrors the gaslighting techniques used by abusers who convince their victims that they're incapable of living outside of the abusive system, framing submission not as defeat, but as safety. The very idea that one of his victims would wish to be cured, to escape their suffering, or resist corruption in any way is presented as delusional, cowardly, or if we want to throw a little bit of religious abuse into the mix, blasphemous in the eyes of their cult. Within these so-called families, Nurgle has ensured an inversion of morals, reversing good and evil, healing and harm. To reject his teachings is seen as both foolish and sinful. Those who resist him are ungrateful or ignorant, while those who surrender are enlightened and blessed. In many ways, his victims become abusers themselves. They not only become agents of their own subjugation, but they also proudly spread the same infection that destroyed them to others. He exhibits signs of love bombing, a classic manipulative tactic wherein the abuser overwhelms the target early on with affection, praise, and validation in order to foster dependency. When his victims are at their lowest point, his gifts may seem like deliverance. He promises purpose, community,
Oh my
joy,
gosh.
but his attention is conditional. Once trust has been secured, he shifts into domination, and the follower's identity dissolves into servitude, masked as gratitude. He and his followers claim all are equal in the eyes of the grandfather, but this too is a lie. The majority of his cultists will spend their entire lives dedicating every moment to try to please him, yet his attention is drawn only to the most esteemed champions. Even with these so-called blessed individuals, he utilizes intermittent reinforcement, a process of rewarding behavior inconsistently in order to deepen addiction and loyalty. He may grant a reprieve from pain or an actually useful mutation one day, only to increase their burden the next. Just like in real-life abusive relationships, this unpredictability strengthens dependence and causes victims to cling to rare moments of kindness as proof of their abuser's love. You honestly can't convince me otherwise that this is specifically the reason why Typhus has not yet ascended to become a demon prince. Man has done more than Nurgle than anyone else in history, and is never enough. But I'm getting off topic. Nurgle's form of control also involves the redefinition of suffering. His followers are taught not to reject pain, but to celebrate it. In psychological terms, this is akin to Stockholm Syndrome, wherein victims come to rationalize and even reframe their suffering as affection in order to cope with prolonged trauma. Just as a cultist of Nurgle might refer to pestilent lesions as gifts or tumors as blessings, abuse victims may begin to interpret emotional or physical torment as signs of investment, attention, or even love. Perhaps most disturbingly of all, Nurgle's parental facade, the smiling grandfather, is itself a textbook example of coercive narcissism, a pattern in which the abuser positions themselves as a uniquely loving or indispensable individual, while simultaneously being the primary source of harm. His love is not unconditional. It is contingent on submission, glorification, and the eternalization of despair. In this light, Nurgle is not just the god of disease. He is the god of dependency, of internalized oppression, of the lie that suffering is the same as love. His horror lies not only in the physical grotesquerie of his plagues, but in the insidious way that he teaches his followers to love their chains. But in the end, none of this—
No, I'm just gonna pause right after that. That is crazy. Cause it's true. It's actually so true. Like, oh my gosh, it's nutty. Wait, that's actually freaking nutty, dude. Cause like, I'm trying to think about this. because I can't. Me personally, I cannot comfortably associate that to IRL um cases. But what I will say is that's what it sounds like the entire time. It's like I he presents himself initially as this loving, caring figure, and that's how he opened the video with. He opened the video with like Nurgle is this loving, caring figure in the horrible world of Darktide or Warhammer. I keep saying Darktide, but that's just one game. The whole um that's crazy. It's fucking nutty to me because like that's how he presents himself. But in the end, at the end of the day, he just like he only cares for himself. He just needs followers to spread his chaos. But what's more appealing than someone who oh damn that's so fucking vile. That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. Oh hell no.
If the grandfather has taught us anything, it's that nothing matters. Entropy comes for us all. There can be no redemption for those who have left the God Emperor's light. No hope or mercy for the plague god's victims. With every exaltation from the garden, the stars shall flicker and fail, vanishing like dying lanterns against a gale of corpse wind. His wayward children will continue to flow like spoiled blood through the galaxy's veins, defiling world after world in an apocalypse of rot. They will not rest until they deliver to their master the ultimate gift, the fetid corpse of a once vibrant galaxy. There is no cure for the grandfather's madness. There can be no salvation. All that awaits is the long, slow unraveling of reality. At the end of all things, as the last bell tolls across a hollow universe, the final sound heard echoing across a million dead worlds will not be a cry of despair, but the gurgling, joyous laughter of a triumphant god.
Oh, bro, that's so fucking gross. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me.
What would you do if you could not be stopped? To know whatever you put your mind to, that it could be achieved. Now imagine what you would do if you had all the time in the world. What would this unstoppable version of you do with no time constraints? Take this thought experiment one step further. What would you be capable of if you were convinced that you were right, or indeed could not ever possibly be wrong? Before Johannes Gutenberg's printing press, before the pen was first used in ancient Egypt, before even the writing system of cuneiform was first used to etch thought into clay, there was a conspiracy. This was nothing so pedestrian as a hostile business takeover, an assassination attempt on a head of state, or even world domination. No, this was a conspiracy to save the entire human race for all time. During this ancient age, men and women possessed of fierce psychic power walked the earth. These shamans were guided by the rhythms of the warp, and in turn guided their respective peoples. Despite their wisdom, will, and miraculous power, the warp was becoming increasingly difficult to tap into as the years dragged on. Though the shamans could freely reincarnate upon death, their souls going into the warp and then returning to inhabit new bodies after a short time.
No, I can't. No. I think I'm gonna call it here, bro. I'm trying to think, cause like I didn't do much today at all. There's nothing that happened the entire stream today. I literally just made a mod pack that I was gonna play, but I never ended up playing. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to mess with it a little bit on my own time and finish it up and then play it tomorrow. That might be the goal. On stream, at least. That's probably the goal. Anyways, or maybe I'll stream a little later at night. I don't know. I want to play something though. I don't know what to play. You feel me? I edited a little. It is. Let me rename this. Profile options. Mine. Done. But yeah. I'll go to the bathroom. I think I'm gonna call it here. There's some things I have to do today. So, or I'll have to do, but things I want to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call her. I'm trying to think. Because there's nothing I can do. I want to edit a video. I have some things to do. Yeah. You know what we gotta do. You know what I have to do now. You know what I have to do now. Okay, from the top.
Beleza pura, malandro!
It's been Munky. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm starting to edit things now, like in the free time, late at night. I have like, I want to say 6 or 7. No, I'm kidding. I have like 1 video ready for December, but I'm gonna have them all. Promise me. I promise. It's gonna be done. Anyways, Dream Munky. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Adios. Sayonara. And see ya. Oh no, banana split. I mess it up every time. See ya.